Welcome to Horror History, the podcast where we uncover the dark, twisted, and chilling tales that history has tried to forget. I am your host, Vigilante. Today we're stepping into the shadowy world of H.H. Holmes, America's first documented serial killer and his infamous murder castle. This isn't just the story of a man who deceived and killed, it's the story of a labyrinth designed for terror. Built in the heart of Chicago during the bustling 1893 World's Fair. Holmes was a master manipulator, a con artist, and a killer who turned his hotel into a factory of death, with trapdoors, hidden chambers, and victims lured by promises of work or lodging. His crimes shocked the nation and left a legacy of horror that still fascinates us today. So grab a seat, just not near any hidden doors, and join me as we unravel the story of H.H. Holmes and the Murder Castle. This is Horror History Season 1, Episode 8, H.H. Holmes, the Murder Castle of Chicago. Herman Webster Mudgett was born on May 16, 1861, in Gilmanton, New Hampshire, to a wealthy farming family. While Holmes claimed to have a normal childhood, many historians suggest otherwise. He was reportedly intelligent, but socially awkward, making him a target for bullying. One defining moment came when older boys forced him into a doctor's office and made him touch a skeleton. Though intended to scare him, the incident ignited a morbid fascination with anatomy. Holmes later described this experience as pivotal in shaping his curiosity about the human body. Holmes excelled academically, particularly in science, and eventually enrolled at the University of Michigan Medical School. While there, he became notorious for his schemes. Holmes allegedly stole cadavers from the university's lab and disfigured them to claim life insurance money under fake policies. This pattern, using deception to exploit others, marked the beginning of Holmes's descent into criminality. His time at medical school provided not just a degree, but also the skills he would later use in his horrific experiments. After graduating, Holmes moved around frequently, leaving behind a trail of failed ventures, unpaid debts, and suspicious disappearances. His charm and intelligence made him a master manipulator, capable of gaining trust while hiding his darker impulses. Holmes arrived in Chicago in 1886, where he adopted the alias H.H. Holmes. The bustling city on the cusp of hosting the 1893 Columbian Exposition offered him the perfect environment to blend in, amass wealth, and set his sinister plans into motion. Holmes acquired a vacant lot in the Englewood neighborhood in 1887, intending to build a multi-purpose structure that would serve as a storefront, office space, and a hotel for World's Fair visitors. However, his true intentions were far more sinister. Holmes used his natural charm to convince suppliers to provide materials on credit and contractors to work for lower wages. He fired workers frequently, ensuring that not one person understood the full scope of the building's design. The castle was an architectural nightmare, intentionally designed to confuse and trap its occupants. Key features included hidden rooms and passageways. Narrow hallways and doors that led to nowhere were built to disorient victims. Trapdoors and chutes. Holmes installed chutes to transport bodies from rooms directly to the basement. Soundproof chambers. These rooms allowed Holmes to torture his victims without anyone hearing their screams. Gas chambers. Some rooms were fitted with gas pipes, enabling Holmes to asphyxiate victims remotely. The castle's basement functioned as Holmes's workshop for disposal. It housed acid vats and quicklime, used to dissolve flesh and accelerate decomposition. Crematorium, to incinerate remains and destroy evidence. Surgical tools. Evidence suggests Holmes conducted dissections, possibly selling skeletons to medical schools or collectors. The castle's construction was both a logistical feat and a macabre testament to Holmes's cunning. It was a physical manifestation of his depravity, a place designed solely for murder. The World's Fair, also known as the Columbian Exposition, was held to celebrate the 400th anniversary of Christopher Columbus's arrival in the Americas. Spanning over 600 acres, it showcased technology advancements and cultural exhibits. For Holmes, it was a golden opportunity. With millions of people flocking to Chicago, the city became a bustling hub of excitement and anonymity. Holmes used this chaos to his advantage, preying on vulnerable women seeking work or adventure. Emmeline Segrad. Emmeline was hired as Holmes' secretary. She disappeared in 1892, with her family receiving forged letters claiming she had eloped. Her remains were later found in the castle. Minnie and Nanny Williams. Holmes charmed Minnie into signing over her Texas property to him, claiming he intended to marry her. Shortly after, both sisters vanished without a trace. Countless others also died. The true number of victims remains unknown. Many were likely drifters or fairgoers whose disappearances were never reported. Holmes's method was as calculated as it was chilling. Victims were lured into the castle with promises of lodging or employment. Once inside, they were trapped, killed, and disposed of in his basement. Holmes's charm masked the horrors lurking behind his hotel's walls, allowing him to operate undetected for years. Holmes's downfall began with a fraudulent insurance scheme involving his accomplice, Benjamin. The plan was to fake his death and collect the insurance money. Instead, Holmes murdered him and manipulated his wife, Carrie, into giving him custody of her children. Tragically, Holmes killed 3 of his children as well. Pinkerton detectives tracked Holmes across several states. He was finally arrested in Boston in 1894 after being linked to multiple crimes including insurance fraud and murders. Investigators combing through the castle found evidence of Holmes's crimes: bloodstained rooms, human remains, and tools of torture. The discoveries confirmed Holmes's reputation as one of the most depraved killers in American history. Holmes confessed to 27 murders during his trial, but claimed his victim count could be as high as 200. He showed no remorse, describing his crimes with an almost clinical detachment. In 1896, Holmes was hanged, his calm demeanor unnerving witnesses to the very end. The murder castle was partially destroyed by fire in 1895, allegedly started by arsonists seeking to erase its horrific legacy. Its remnants were later demolished, and a post office now stands on the site. Holmes' story has inspired countless books, documentaries, and dramatizations. His ability to manipulate and kill with impunity continues to fascinate criminologists and the public alike. What drove Holmes to commit such atrocities? Was it pure greed, a desire for power, or an innate need to kill? Well, we may never know the full extent of his crimes. Holmes's legacy serves as a grim reminder of humanity's darker capabilities. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the dark legacy of H.H. Holmes. His story reminds us that evil can be as calculated as it is brutal, hiding behind charm and ambition. Until next time, stay curious, stay cautious, and as always, stay safe. Peace.